Hey folks, Wrath coming at you with another video today. First, I just want to give a quick shout out to my buddy here, Olrem, who's been instrumental in helping Theorycraft and create this build. So kudos to you, you sexy mofo. So yes, what you saw is 80/40 of the campaign being completely autoed. And no, the title is not clickbait. I finished from 67 in the campaign chapter to 80/40 today in less than 12 hours, where 99% of the time it was full auto with this team. And so I just want to show you here that when you wrap up a chapter, they give you the ability to buy this reward and it stays active for 8 hours. So I zoomed through campaign. So what is the actual build? What are the characters that we use? I will say the following three are absolutely necessary and form the tripod of what's required. And I'm really glad to see Leo back. And then besides Leo, we've got Rebecca. And then the third character that's required is Purin Esaki. So I'll say those three are absolutely necessary. And then Fiona and Nord are interchangeable depending on some of the stages. So for example, the piercers, the guys who shoot out the orbs that pierce through your units, if you can't get to them in time with Nord, then you can swap out Nord and Fiona for potentially something like a Teresh or another unit to help get back there so that you can DPS them down. So what's the idea behind the build and why does it work so well? So first and foremost, Leo functions two specific roles. The first one is his most important one, is a meat shield. He will soak up a lot of damage for you. And then the second is he'll actually do a fair bit of damage if you've got him set up right here, which we'll get into in just a moment. The second is Rebecca, and she's currently, in my opinion, the best single target DPS in the entire game. It helps significantly against tanks or tanky units in here that you need to just burst down. And then finally, Esaki is there for her obvious utility with damage amplification and damage reduction. So she's currently the best offensive support in the game. And then the last two units are really interchangeable, but my specific picks are Nord and Fiona. Nord is a great unit all around, and because of the current Giant Tower event, I was able to get him to Immortal 5, and then Fiona's also got her utility as well. So the three make the triad, with these two make a complete set. So let me jump into how I have them geared. So Leo here is in a fully tempered charge set. Remember earlier when I said he functions as a damage dealer as well? In a charge set, because of the immortal effect, he actually does a fair bit of damage. I think it's also important to note that all of the characters that I'm going to be talking about have exclusive level 30 equipment on them. And that's some of the beauty here, because you don't require characters like Caraxia or Artemis to be able to burst these down. So again, they're all hyper evolved as far as I could take them, exclusive 30, and then whatever iteration of immortal that I have on them for their character evolutions. So then how is Leo built? Specifically, it is in a set that allows him to tank as much damage as possible. So bottom row HP pieces and then percent DR for the boots. Rebecca is in Unleashed crit build, so this is also tempered for her. I understand that the requirement for this is fairly high, right? All of the characters have tempered gear, including Nord, who is in a tempered Marauder set with a Sun Signet set. If any of y'all remember my Dominique build, I cannibalized his gear from that. And then Fiona, nothing's changed about her, using a Hawkeye set to get her to 300 accuracy. And then I've got Esaki in a Resonant and Hawkeye set as well. For the commander, I've decided to use Hagridon, and then the three prototypes I would say are fairly important. You've got the Impulse of Annihilation here, the Prism Amulet, and the Vitalization Crystal. So all of these help Leo with his utility and stunning the targets so that they could basically be crowd controlled. And while we're on the topic, before I forget as well, so this team again is specifically designed to crowd control units to help burst them down and then overall provide that utility. And so that's why for the fourth pick, I use Nord because he has a lot of utility there, especially his ultimate. He'll interrupt some of the character skills. If you don't have Nord built well, you could use the new energy hero that got released. He does amazingly as well. So Corollas or Zeus, depending on what you want to call him at. He's also got a utility in his kit that allows him to stun, which you can use in place of Nord. So just getting go here, this is going to be a full auto run. And then again, to reiterate, I did stages 67 all the way up until completion using this build, where the majority, like 99% of it, I think I only changed either 4 or 5 stages, maybe where I had to manual some of the runs, but it was with almost this exact team, or like I mentioned earlier, I'd swap out Nord for Thresh and maybe Fiona for Corollas. So the team functions really well. You can almost leave it on autopilot while you're doing something else or watching a Netflix show. So hopefully that helps some of y'all. By going from 67 to 80, I think I got the better part of like 40,000 diamonds, which is going to be helpful. I've been consuming a lot of them for the Katosian Triangle. But anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this build and it helps get you through campaign. I know it revitalized a little bit of excitement for me, especially knowing that I didn't have to manual every single stage from 67 all the way to 40. So that was a breath of fresh air. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below and see you on the next one. Peace.